So Victorinox is known for their sort of iconic red look, but they do make black, and there are other colors, and there are designer prints. They make all sorts of different ones. Then I learned about Alox, which have metal scales. They're very skinny too, especially this one. This one's called a Lumberjack, which is a Swiss Bianco limited edition series. They also make little ones, like for the keychain. 58mm series. This one's 84, this one's 91. Originally, when they came out with Alox, it had a smooth sort of exterior. This new grid work I actually think is a better idea. It maybe adds a little bit of grip. But recently I've been playing around with making my own Poorman's Alox. Here it is. And basically it's just a normal one with the red scales, and I've removed the scales and cleaned it and buffed it. I think it looks pretty cool, to tell you the truth. I like how incredibly skinny it is. It takes up very little room in my pocket. It's just millimeters. This one's called the Compact. It has their combination tool, both can opener and bottle opener, wire bender and screwdriver. On this side we have a hook, a parcel carrying hook for boxes. Also has a file on the edge. The main blade. And the biggest, most important tool on Victorinox, scissors. The reason I bought this Compact is because it's the smallest one they make with the full-size scissors, 91mm, and I thought it would be a great candidate to turn into poor man's Alox, as I call it, with the metal exterior. I like it very much. These rivets stick out some. That actually gives you some grip. I like that. It's possible they could snag on certain sweaters or, material that's prone to getting hung up on nooks and crannies. But I don't typically wear that kind of clothing, and my pockets have no problem with this whatsoever. So there we go, poor man's Alox. I just basically popped the scales off, cleaned it, buffed it a little bit. I gave it a wash and vinegar to clean up the tarnish, and it looks pretty cool. So here's a Victorinox Compact. It's only 2 layers thick, but it has the main tool that I'm really looking for, which is scissors. And I'm wondering how compact we can make this by removing the outer scales. But let's now switch to a larger knife. And we pop it open, hopefully. There we go. So that was the first rivet. There's another one down here. So there we go. And these holes often get a little mangled each time you do this. Officially, boy, there's like cobwebs in here. Officially, this is not sanctioned by Victorinox, and whether you'll be able to reuse this or not is questionable. In fact, this one definitely looks very damaged. So I took both scales off. Look at all the filth that was inside. Makes you never want to use that toothpick ever again. Anyway, here's what it looks like before you clean it up. Here's a close-up view before cleaning. And after cleaning and drying, the final step is to add oil at the oiling points, and it'll be ready to go. So here it is. Poor man's Alox. You have a metal exterior. It is super skinny, which I really dig. Could make it even skinnier without the corkscrew opener, which I sometimes saw off because I'm not a wine drinker, so This has very little functionality for me, and I've even looked into what all the alternate uses are, and I don't use them either. But this is so small it could even go in a pocket keychain design. It's so skinny. The rivets are exposed, but I actually like that. I think it looks kind of cool, kind of like a steampunk look or a Terminator 2 visible exoskeleton design. But I'm pretty impressed. So I used a combination of wire brush, toothpaste, soap. I gave it an acid wash and vinegar for about 6 hours, putting it in a tray of vinegar and shaking it up and scrubbing it. Came out nice and clean. It's kind of a poor man's Alox. Nice and skinny. So from my perspective, there is no one single Swiss Army knife which is perfect. The Swiss Champ certainly has almost all their tools. They make really fat ones that don't even fit in the pocket. I think they're really more show models. But the Swiss Champ sort of has all the tools, and still you can consider putting it in your pocket. But it's got a bunch of stuff I don't care about, including a fish scaler, which I think is kind of worthless. You can always scale a fish with any knife. You don't really need a dedicated tool. It does have a ruler on it, which I suppose is nice. But I found you can scale down to this called the Ranger. As you see, it's quite a bit smaller. I have a video about fitting this into an Altoids tin by modifying the tin, but I'm going to take it one step further now, see if we can fit a Ranger. Here's a black Ranger. See if I can fit a Ranger into an Altoids tin by removing the scales, and I've already removed the corkscrew, which is an accessory I never use, a tool I never use. I'm going to see if by taking off the scales and turning it into poor man's Alox, if I can get it to fit into a Altoids tin. So this boiling water has been cooled for 1 minute. Now I'm going to take the Ranger that I've already detached the corkscrew from. I'm going to drop it in for 1 minute. So it's been 1 minute. I'm now going to dump it in the sink. Keep in mind it's very hot, so you're going to want to wear gloves. So there's one scale. The rivet holes are nice and intact thanks to the heating. Looks very clean too. There's a little bit of black plastic, so I guess I didn't preserve the scales perfectly, but still these rivet holes are going to be a lot better from the fact that I heated the plastic first. So it already looks nice and small, but I'm going to clean it up. This is how I dry it. Notice the blades are at 45-degree angles. This makes sure that the hinge gets full exposure to the air. So instead of the width of a Swiss Champ or the width of a Ranger, I've now moved to this width. So it's a considerable savings, and I have almost all the functionality of this really big one in a much slimmer design. And it fits an unmodified Altoids tin. Even slides around. What it looks like. almost small enough to carry on a keychain. It's a little bit heavy, but it's kind of cool that you have a zillion tools in a very compact package. Including full-size scissors. Victorinox scissors are definitely some of the very best. And I'll tell you a secret about Victorinox, why they're so good. They're what's called self-sharpening. Most scissors, for instance this Leatherman, just has two flat blades that run against each other. That's what you probably think most scissors are like. Victorinox are self-sharpening. Rather than two flat blades, they're curved and then squished against each other. But what happens is they slice against each other, kind of like a chef's sharpening steel. Look closely. Can you see that curvature? I don't know if you're going to be able to see this on camera or not, but they curve against each other. So going like this actually sharpens them. Every time you use them, you should make it a point to give them a couple of goes, and that makes them so sharp you can basically just push to open things. There's no need to do scissoring action most of the time. Pretty cool. So if you're liking this and thinking, hey, that's kind of cool, but I don't want to bother making it, I think I'll just buy one, you're out of luck. There's no such thing as a Ranger made with the Alox exterior to make it super skinny. You have to make your own. There's no possibility of doing anything else. With the Lumberjack, which was my very first one, it's a limited edition Swiss Bianco design. It does not exist any longer. Currently, you can buy them on eBay for like $187. Whereas I made this one out of what's called a walker that you can buy for like 19 bucks shipped. So certainly you save a ton of money by making your own. Looking at the compact, this one, which is good for people who want scissors as skinny as possible, just 2 layers thick. There's no such thing as an Alox Compact. That also doesn't exist. The closest equivalent, there was once one called a Voyager, which was an Alox that was 2 scales, 2 layers thick with scissors, and had the combo tool. Guess how much they sell for now, or at least the most recent auction on eBay? $550 plus shipping. Whereas this one, you can buy a brand new compact to make this for about 40 bucks, or buy a used one on eBay for about 20 bucks. So if you want the smallest possible multi-tool to fit an Altoids tin, you buy a Ranger. If you want the smallest possible scissors, you buy a compact. And if you want the smallest possible saw, you buy the Walker. And they all fit perfectly in an Altoids tin.